Let's talk about the temples and the sculpture. Well, the temples which were built at this time were splendid, huge, big buildings, and such example is of the temple of Thanjavur and the Gangaikonda Cholapuram temple. The Thanjavur temple was built by Raja Raja, whereas Gangaikonda Cholapuram temple was built by Rajendra Chola. These temples slowly started becoming the nuclei of these settlements, and it started providing employment to hundreds of people. It was that the craftsmen, the priests, the sweepers, the garland makers, the sculpture makers, and so many others got their employment from the temple. It was so important that the temple slowly started becoming the hub of the social, economic, political and cultural activities. When I talk of the economic activities, you already know that it was providing livelihood to thousands of people. When I talk of the social activity, all the big fairs and meetings took place in the temple. When I say the political activity, it was the coronation of the king and other such things which happened in the temple. The cultural activities, there was a lot of dance and drama which was carried on in the premises of the temples. So it was a very important place, the temples of that time. Well, the bronze images which were made at this time also had a special feature. They were amongst the finest made in the world. Besides, it was not only the deity which was made, but also the devotee images were made in bronze at this time. So, lot of craftsmanship also was happening in the temple itself. Thus, all the major activities took place in the premises of the temple. The Cholas also carried on other important works like giving encouragement to agriculture. Well, various parts of Tamil Nadu were already developed in agriculture, but one particular region was taken into account by the Cholas and given lot of encouragement and backup to improve upon their agricultural status. They did this by clearing the forest land. They also leveled the land and built embankments to see that there was no flooding. The dams were built. It was also observed that you needed artificial water to supply water to the crops, and thus the rainwater was harvested, wells were dug, and thus came out the wonderful result, that is, 2 crops could be grown in a year. So, in a nutshell, the Cholas were not only great temple makers, they were not only the ones who had become powerful, kept on fighting wars with other kingdoms, but were also the people who did lot of welfare activities, and most important was the impetus or the encouragement or the boost that was given to the agriculture at this time.